Hey guys, it's Christine, and as you would have recently seen in my videos, I've been to Morocco, had a wonderful time, great trip. There are so many things about Morocco that are so different from my experience living in a Western culture that I really felt like I should make a video about all the Moroccan culture shocks that I experienced. If you do want to see my Morocco videos, I'll leave a link up there to the vlog so you can see what Morocco was like, what I did there, what I experienced, what I ate, all that good stuff. And if you're new to this channel, I'd love you to subscribe as I make new videos every week about traveling and living abroad. One of the first things I noticed about Moroccan culture that I found a bit strange was the kind of men-only cafes that exist in Morocco. If you walk through the streets of any Moroccan city, you will see lots and lots of cafes, but then when you look closely, you realize there's only men sitting there. A lot of the time, the men sitting there are kind of an age where you'd think they'd be working. So I was really confused, do the people who sit in those cafes, do those men not have jobs? And if they don't have jobs, how can they afford to sit in cafes all day? Do women just want their husbands out of the house and basically drop them off in husband daycare so they can go about their own business all day? I have no idea. If you're from Morocco and you know why this is the case, please let me know in the comments below because I've got no clue, obviously. Number 2 is something that Moroccan people wear that to a Western person looks like a bathrobe. It's these kind of really long, fluffy dresses, but men wear them as well, and they usually kind of have a hoodie, so I'm really confused. So if you're, again, from Morocco, let me know what these things are and why people wear them in the streets. Because for me, as a Western person, this is something you only wear in your own home in the morning when you go to the bathroom or when you're having breakfast. So, no clue what that is. Number 3 is, I found out from a local person that apparently foreigners can never get Moroccan citizenship, which I personally find very strange and almost xenophobic, because in all the other countries that I lived in, it's always possible to get citizenship if you stay there long enough, if you've got a job, if you meet certain criteria, then you can become a citizen. And apparently that is not possible at all in Morocco. Maybe there's a good reason for it, but I'd love to know. Number 4, there is no freedom of religion. So again, this is something a local person in Morocco told me, that apparently Islam is the state religion in Morocco. And I know I did meet some Christians in Morocco, but it seems to be the exception, and it might just be reserved for kind of foreigners living in Morocco. I'm not sure about that, but apparently if you are Moroccan, you need to be Muslim. Number 5, teenagers throwing stones. So on more than one occasion, me and my friends witnessed how a group of kids or teenagers were throwing stones at people. Even at one point they were throwing stones at us, and I'm not talking about little pieces of gravel, I'm talking stones, big proper stones. They were just throwing off a hill towards people. I'm like, do parents not tell their children that they can't do that sort of stuff? It's really dangerous. I don't understand how, this is not, I really don't understand why they do that and why it is so common. It's so dangerous. Please, if you are a kid from Morocco, please stop throwing stones at people. Number 6, burgers and pizza are probably the most common and cheapest food in Morocco. When you think of Morocco, you think of the exotic cuisine and all these, different dishes and tangine and couscous and whatnot. But then when you see what the local people eat there, a lot of the time, they just love pizza and burgers, and you can get that everywhere and it's cheap. And it's not bad. We have some good Moroccan pizza, but I was just really surprised to see that. It just seems to be so much more popular than traditional Moroccan food for whatever reason. Number 7, restaurants in people's living rooms. In Morocco, a lot of hotels and restaurants are in so-called riads. Now, a riad is a traditional Moroccan home with kind of a beautiful courtyard a lot of the times, and they're really, really stunning buildings. And so a lot of restaurants are in these riads. But the thing with that is that it kind of feels a bit like you're in somebody's living room and somebody's just put a restaurant there. It feels really nice and intimate, and I just love it. It's usually like beautiful rooms, and it's just something I learned to appreciate about Morocco. Number 8, mocktails. So for those of you who don't know what a mocktail is mocking a cocktail, meaning it's a cocktail without alcohol. Now, as some of you might know, I don't drink alcohol. So in Morocco, where drinking alcohol apparently is not very common, I guess because of Islam, in all those restaurants, you get a huge menu with mocktails. And I mean, I was like, oh my gosh, that's the best. You are my people. Number 9, fathers seem to have really weird relationships with their kids. I've witnessed several times that when like a family, for example, was traveling together or together at a restaurant, like it was always the mother that dealt with the kids. So even if like the mother was sitting here, the father sitting here, and there's the kid, the mother would just kind of like bend, across the father to kind of feed the kid or, do whatever she needed to do. And like the father wouldn't touch the kid. And then also you'd never see like kids like on like a bumpy bus ride holding to their fathers. And I'm like, that's just really strange. Maybe it is Moroccan culture where like all the parenting is on the woman, but I mean, it's still a good idea for fathers to get involved. So I guess it's just another cultural thing, like you really don't get it as a Western person. Number 10, tea. Now, Moroccans, they really love their tea, and something they do is like they have like this mint tea. So you have like a tall glass, and then you've got like the mint in there, and then they put the tea in it, and then there is so much sugar. And I'm not somebody who likes strong tea, but with Moroccan tea there's so much sugar in it that I actually like it. But a lot of foreigners, they always ask for less sugar in their tea in Morocco. So like they ended up starting to ask, like my friend and I, like, do you want a Moroccan sugar or less sugar? And I was like, no, I'll take Moroccan sugar because like I love lots of sugar, so it's good for me. Let me know in the comments if you've been to Morocco and what cultural differences you have noticed, or if you are Moroccan, because I know a lot of viewers on this channel are actually from Morocco. Please let me know, like, some of these differences, like, because I had some questions. Let me know in the comments what you think, and, give me any explanation that you might have, because I find it really interesting. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe, and then I'll see you in my next video.